Folks, hello and welcome to Tavern Chat. I'm your host, Eric Tenkar, your bartender in the OSR. By the way, none of this is fake news. You can hear a lot of fake news coming up in the next week or two. Not that it actually is fake news. You're going to hear from. I'll get into that in a second. So why do we have a woman known as Erika Reich up on my screen? There's three shots up here, but why would Erika be up on the screen? Well, because she started spamming the live stream on Wednesday night, telling me, and I don't know if you can read at the bottom there, but you were wrong, and everything you said in your earlier post was 100% false. And people, including myself, said, hey, maybe this is Justin. It isn't Justin. No, Erika, I'm going to give you 100% credit. This is you. And I'll go into, folks, why I believe that in a little while, but I'm going to take a mea culpa. I said in an earlier video, Ernie wrote this fucking spam that's going around in every community, being spammed at the on this YouTube channel, and I'm going to make a revision to that statement. Ernie wrote the outline. He wrote the kernel. Those were certainly Ernie's thoughts, but they weren't Ernie's words. They were Erika's words, because she actually says, if you read that comment to that video, Ernie didn't write this. She wants credit. And I'm going to make sure Erika gets all the credit she deserves. She wrote it. We know Justin didn't write it. A lot of people were saying, yeah, that kind of sounds like Ernie's thought process, but it doesn't sound like Ernie's ability to write. And it wasn't. So, Erika, I give you credit. You are probably the only one that is literate, can actually complete sentences that are bouncing up to a college level. I give you credit, and I know you want the credit, so you got it. So now, what happened yesterday? Well, yesterday, the Tank Cars Tavern Facebook community, a gentleman who I knew from seeing the application, I was like, wait a second, this is Justin's father. All right, Mr. Gentry, come on down. You're the next contestant. I'm not gonna block him because he's Justin's father. Maybe it's a good faith attempt to learn about his son's misdeeds and maybe rebut. There was no learn about Justin's misdeeds. Justin is perfect. Justin is the son of God. We're close to it, and he kind of, I guess, left it on a quick huff when it was pointed out to him by a member of the community that he hadn't been in Justice's life until the last 2 years. Let's put it to you that way. And really, if you're an adult, how often do you have your parents fighting your fights for you? I don't know. But going back to Erika, why is it important that Erika was on the video stream? Well, Erika was important that she was on the video stream because she was rebutting, denying, calling me basically fake news, that I lie about everything. When I referred to the $43,000 tax bill that Justin is suddenly liable for not collecting or not forwarding sales tax for oxygen sales from his Port City Kava and oxygen bar. Okay. So I put it up on the screen. I was told Photoshop, I lie. And I corrected myself afterwards because I was off. It wasn't 43,000, it was 45,000. I wasn't giving Justin the proper credit, and that's a shame. I understand that. Should always give proper credit where credit is due. Because she said, Erika Reich, you provide proof. I provided proof. So I've provided proof of that in the Facebook community. Direct link to the document at the North Carolina court system, right? Right there. You can grab it. And when I pointed it out to Mr. Gentry, he's like, what is my son's tax issues have to do with any of this. It has to do with a lot of stuff. It has to do with the kind of individual and business person Justin is. But what does Erika have to do? Erika is the new face of TSR. Now, I haven't seen the announcement, all right? But I can guarantee if she's writing posts for the Dungeon Hobby Shop Museum, if she's coming on my live stream to rebut things and call me a liar, she's the new face of TSR. We know that TSR's social media has been beyond in a shitter since Michael H. left, right? And we know that there's a lot of doxing and sock puppet accounts going on, allegedly. And when I say alleged, I mean I've seen visual evidence that it is Justin, but you know, I will say alleged because alleged is the word that we got to use. Allegedly, Mario 77 and all these other sock puppet accounts were Justin and or used by other people like Michael Ach and David Johnson. So those accounts got shut down, right? Went dark when Don Zamora threatened legal action and was serious about it. You could see he was serious about it. And okay, so Justin could no longer harass people, allegedly. Should I use air quotes for allegedly? Maybe not. So I'm guessing, no inside information, that Erika started getting hints that maybe some financial issues were brewing, and suddenly has gotten herself more involved in the company and got her father-in-law, Justin's father, more involved. Maybe Mr. Gentry's invested. It's a possibility. But Erika's definitely invested because she's invested in her lifestyle. She knows that if Justin fucks this up, there's going to be bills to pay. They're not going to be cheap. So I'm going to make some predictions, folks. They may or may not come true, but if I was a betting man, I think they're good bets. I'm going to bet you that, again, Erika continues as the face of nuTSR, that Justin's hands and mouth are removed from interacting with the general public. He'll still have his little Discord server where he can play with himself. Well, and Dave and Michael Yak. I don't think there's many other people left. Oh, and Benoit. There's like 4 people in it. It's like a large circle jerk at this point. But he'll be allowed to be there, and he can badmouth people in there because it's secret, and it's closed. But on Facebook and Twitter, he's done. He's done. And Erika Reich, his wife, is going to be in charge. So this is going to be nuTSR 2.0. Right? nuTSR 1.0. Or actually, I guess now, actually, no, 2.0, it's 3.0. Holy crap. Because we had 1.0, which had Wonderfilled as part of it, right? And now we had the post Wonderfilled, which was even more of a fucking train wreck. And now we have Erika coming in to try to be the new face. So, she'll be the new face. My next prediction is everything she is going to say is going to be, you could boil it down to the following statement. Fake news. Justin's tax set. Fake news. Justin threatening people on social media. Fake news. Screenshots. Photoshop. They're fake news. That's all. And that's about as deep as it's going to get. She will give out some flowery statements about the direction of the company. And we believe in inclusion. And as long as that means we include Nazis, because we got to make sure we include them all. And we believe in fair play, so long as you remove the L and make it fair pay, as in you're paying us. When people are going to ask about, hey, where's all that stuff that should have shipped months ago? She'll be like, oh, I'll check into it. But whereas Justin would just block you, right? Oh, no, I'll check into it. And then, she'll go to her husband and go, why, what the fuck are things not shipping? And he'll be going, well, you take it to the post office. So I ain't going. So that's how long is this going to last? How long will Erika be able to be the sweet face of nuTSR? I don't know. I don't know how long she can do it and maintain any vestiges of sanity. I mean, she is stepping into a world that knows Justin for what he is, and she's coming from a world that denies Justin is what he is. She has her, I don't know, Camelot image of what home looks like, I suspect. I'm assuming, assumption, my thoughts. I have no inside knowledge. But she certainly has a lifestyle that she's used to, with Justin freely spending cash, and that free spending is going to be shrinking. So that's my prediction. A lot of stuff's going to be called fake news. I am fake news. Tom is fake news. Satine and Jameson, right? That's real news, because they apparently are the reason why TSR is blackballed. I don't believe they even knew about TSR, but that's the new story coming out now from our fine friends at nuTSR. This is why it's so you got to fight back, folks. Yeah, how can you fight for a company that doesn't produce shit? Right? They're not a publisher. Okay, they might punish the community, but they don't publish for the community. So, Erika, you don't have my sympathy because this is somebody that you chose to marry, but I do have empathy for your position, because it's not an easy one. You're going to find out that you think you can change the world, and really what you got to do is see if you can change your husband, and that's not happening. So, folks, that's my prediction. Take from it what? Fake news. Fake news will be the narrative. Tom, if you're listening to this, I think we need a fake news banner for both our sites, because that's what we're going to be labeled as constantly. Folks, we're in the midst of the world of the pandemic. You know what that means. I'm not your father. I'm not going to hold your hands. I'm not going to wipe your nose after you blow it. And I'm not into that, okay? You got to do one thing and one thing only. Use your common sense. Hey, we wouldn't be in this situation if somebody had used common sense. Be safe, be well, God bless. For all those dice, for all them well. And I will be back tonight, 8 p.m., with an episode of Gamers Health. Erika, you're more than welcome to spam us with your wonderful thoughts, as long as they're related to Gamers Health. Not that I'm a liar. Okay, you can tell me that anytime. You probably will. All right. Later, folks.